All right, well, good morning, everybody. Thank you for coming out. We're very fortunate to have this beautiful day on this amazing, amazing project here for us in our region. We couldn't be happier to be here. Before I start, I want to recognize our congressman. Where is John Yarmouth? Right here, okay. Welcome, Congressman Yarmouth. We were talking about before. Let's give him a hand. Congressman Yarmouth has been at this project every step of the way, and then before then on the Sherman-Minton when we had the challenges over there. So always does a great job. Thank you, John. Well, it's kind of hard to believe that we're here. Long before I was elected mayor in 2010, a lot of people in this city, in the state, and really around the country talked about this bridge as something that would never, never happen. And frankly, they had good reason to believe it. For 40 years, we've been talking about this bridge, and after a while, you can understand why people might think there'd be nothing to show for it. But there was two people in office that decided they're going to get this done, and that was our own Kentucky Governor Steve Beshear and then Indiana Governor Mitch Daniels. They were determined to get this long overdue project complete. They reached a couple different ways. One, they reached across the Ohio River. Two, they reached across partisan divides. And the only question was, how are we going to get this done, and when are we going to make this happen? These guys were great leaders. They had great teams. So they called their teams together, and they said, let's find a way, one, to make the project affordable. Two, let's build a realistic timeline around this as well. But we are going to get these bridges started, and we are going to get them done. And folks, now, today, we are standing on this bridge, and it looks beautiful. There's a lot of people that have worked together and that can take credit for this bridge. This has been a phenomenal engineering project. People in our city have been able to watch it go up from our pedestrian bridge over here and are just amazed. People have traveled from all over the world that are interested in bridges and infrastructure to see this. So the engineers have done a fantastic job. Walsh has done an unbelievable job in terms of managing the project. This bridge would not be built without our fine workforce over here that has been getting after it. And cold weather, hot weather, dry weather, wet weather. It's doing a fantastic job. Always with a safety first attitude as well, which we really appreciate. Then there's the region's commuters who've put up with a few headaches, lane closures and traffic shifts, but they know we'll be done pretty soon, so I want to thank them as well. But in my mind, so much of the credit for this project goes to my governor, Steve Beshear. He, along with Governor Daniels, but he's been in office now longer than Governor Daniels, said, we're going to get this done. Took a lot of tenacity, a lot of outside-the-box thinking, and we now are standing on a beautiful new structure that's going to enhance the skyline for both southern Indiana and Louisville and connect us for generations to come. So today, it gives me great pleasure to ask my governor to step up here and share a bit of good news with us. Please welcome Governor Steve Beshear.
Mayor, thank you. How about this? Isn't this something? Even where it is right now, isn't this something? You know, it's exciting to be here and actually stand on a bridge that for decades was just a nebulous vision mired in decades of disagreement. It's even more exciting to be here once again with good news about the process of constructing this bridge. You know, when the project was announced, the timeline was to open this bridge to two-way traffic by April of 2016. But in January of this year, we announced an accelerated construction timeline that would have the new downtown bridge finished by January of 2016, 3 months ahead of schedule. I'm here this morning to apologize. We were wrong. We weren't optimistic enough. I can now tell you that the new bridge will open to traffic even earlier in December of this year before Christmas. And a great Christmas present for the peoples of Kentucky and Indiana. The exact date isn't clear yet, and of course, a couple of hurricanes could change our schedule. But there is no doubt that this bridge project is ahead of its already accelerated schedule and under its already reduced budget. For that, I want to congratulate the transportation teams on both sides of this river. NDOT, the Kentucky Transportation Cabinet, their secretaries, my secretary, Mike Hancock, our team here in Kentucky, and the hundreds of hard-working men and women at Walsh Construction. Let's give all of them a round of applause for the great job that they are doing. Now, in December, we want to publicly celebrate this bridge's pending completion with a special event for the communities on both sides of the river, because I know that you have been waiting with great anticipation to see this new crossing. And so we're going to have an event called Walk the Bridge. It's going to allow pedestrians to walk out on this new span and explore it before the vehicles take over. Now, the details about this event and a firmer date for the bridge's completion will be announced as soon as we pull that information together. But it will be in December. It will be before this bridge is open to vehicular traffic, and it will allow the peoples of Kentucky and Indiana to walk out and take ownership of this bridge. As you know, when the new downtown bridge does open, it will temporarily carry two-way traffic while the neighboring Kennedy Bridge is overhauled. The entire downtown crossing, including this cable-stayed bridge, the improved Kennedy Bridge, and the interstate connections on both sides of the river, are scheduled to be finished in December of 2016. We in Kentucky are proud that we've been able to build a partnership with our counterparts in Indiana to move this project forward after decades of talk. Partners have come from the public and private sectors, state government offices in both Frankfort and Indianapolis, and in both Louisville and Jeffersonville in the offices of Mayor Greg Fisher and Mayor Mike Moore. Now it's my pleasure to introduce one of those partners, Indiana Lieutenant Governor Sue Ellspermann. The Lieutenant Governor is an industrial engineer and co-chaired Indiana's Blue Ribbon Panel on Transportation Infrastructure. And an added benefit, she knows well what these bridges mean because she was a grad student at the University of Louisville in the Speed School. So she knows the importance of what this new span will mean on several levels. Please join me in welcoming Indiana's Lieutenant Governor.
Thank you, Governor. Thank you, mayors, and thank you, congressmen, for being here today. This is a very, very special day. You know, when you see two states really come together with a common vision, and now we're seeing that reality before us. Seeing the progress on this spectacular project really shows how two states can work together. And it's a commitment, as you heard Governor Beshear say, a commitment between two governors to figure out how we could do this. Governor Daniels, Governor Beshear, and now Governor Pence has picked up that same enthusiasm to get this project done. And we really want to acknowledge the stellar work, as Governor said, of our transportation friends. And so NDOT with our new Brandy Hendrickson, our commissioner in Indiana, and here with KTC, your role in making this a reality for our states. These new and renovated bridges here and the other magnificent structure that's being built upstream will really improve the movement of people and goods across this great Ohio River. You know, you heard on a personal note, I'm from southern Indiana. I've traveled I-64 and the Sherman-Minton and inside of Louisville many times on those bi-weekly, several times a week trips to Louisville during my graduate school. And I know personally how important that commerce and quality of life, these bridges will make a tremendous difference. And in my role as the co-chair of Indiana's Blue Ribbon Committee on Transportation Infrastructure, we understand in our states, both Indiana and Kentucky, how important infrastructure is to the future and the current state of our economies. So with that, want to really talk about how grateful we are for the outstanding cooperation with the state of Kentucky and all of our friends on both sides of the river. We see this as a real model and a testament of interstate partnership. And I want to now just introduce the person who couldn't be any more happy about what's happening here than the mayor of Jeffersonville, who's going to get to see the fruition of this project as well. And so I welcome now Mayor Mike Moore to come up and speak with us. Thanks.
Holy cow, how'd I get up here? I tell you, driving up here, it was just, I've seen it from about 50 feet away, but driving up here, I pulled my camera out and took a little video shot. It's unbelievable what we're doing here today, and all of the people from Walsh, all of the employees, they have been great neighbors. They've become part of our community. They have helped sustain our businesses. I am thrilled to be here, but I want to talk a little bit about being a father of 3 kids instead of being the mayor. It's obvious what this is going to do for our city and for Louisville and the entire country. But I've got a 16-year-old, an 18-year-old, and a 20-year-old away at college. And we, over the last 2 years, have really watched this project come together. And I've got my son he wants to be an architect. He's 16 years old. He's dreaming of going to college. He wants to build bridges. This has been a perfect education for him to see the downtown bridge, the East End bridge, the walking bridge, all of the infrastructure needs for Southern Indiana and Louisville are being met. I couldn't be happier to be a part of this right now. Our kids have a reason to come back from college. They'll have good jobs for us. Their infrastructure needs are being met. Lieutenant Governor, you were very correct. I am the happiest guy in the world right now. I couldn't be more excited. Thank everybody for coming out. Senator Congressman Yarmouth and the Governor Beshear, Mayor Fisher, Lieutenant Governor Ellspermann, and everybody involved, Governor Daniels, Governor Pence. This is a huge win for Louisville, Indiana, Kentucky, and all of the Midwest. Thank you all very, very much. I want to introduce Secretary Hancock and Commissioner Hendrickson to come talk a little bit more about the Walk the Bridge details.
Thank you.
Sir.
Appreciate it. Coming up beside me, Brent. Folks, we are, we are at the finish line, and it doesn't get more exciting than this. There are 76,000 bolts that will hold this magnificent structure together. 4 of the bolts that will be used to close that last gap are right here. I'd like to ask the governor, lieutenant governor, and the mayors to take their place behind the table to add their signatures to these final bolts. They're going to hand them off to the people doing the real heavy lifting here, the workers who are putting the final touches on this beautiful bridge. We have more than 800 fine men and women who are working hard every day to make this project a reality. A special thanks to all of them, and thanks to everybody who came out today. And now, Governor Beshear, I think you all are already underway. We appreciate it very much. Thank you all.